Welcome back to our channel. There are rooms so haunted, so terrifying, that they're not just avoided, they're permanently shut down. Today, we'll explore one such room, a place so filled with fear and darkness that it's been locked away, never to be entered again. This is the story of the most haunted room that was permanently shut down. This story begins at an old hotel, built over 100 years ago. The hotel was grand, with chandeliers, polished wood floors, and an air of elegance. But there was one room, tucked away at the end of the hall on the third floor, that guests avoided. Room 310. At first glance, room 310 looked just like any other. Simple, with a bed, a dresser, and a window overlooking the garden. But what happened inside that room was anything but ordinary. Strange things began happening almost as soon as the hotel opened. Guests who stayed in room 310 reported hearing whispers, but when they checked, no one was there. Some said the temperature would suddenly drop, and a feeling of being watched would make their skin crawl. One guest, a traveling salesman, checked into room 310 late one stormy night. He was exhausted from his journey and planned to sleep early, but as the night wore on, he began hearing soft knocks on the door. When he opened it, the hallway was empty. Annoyed, he went back to bed. But then, the knocks turned into loud bangs, echoing through the room. And then he saw it. His suitcase slid across the floor by itself, as if pushed by invisible hands. The salesman fled the next morning, swearing never to return. But he wasn't the only one. Over the years, many others experienced similar horrors. One woman woke up to find a dark figure standing at the foot of her bed, its shadow stretching across the room. She screamed, but the figure vanished before anyone arrived. Guests began refusing to stay in room 310, calling it cursed. But what was causing this unexplainable terror? Decades earlier, before the hotel gained its reputation, a young woman had stayed in room 310. She was beautiful, dressed in a flowing white gown, and always seen with a sad, distant expression. The staff noticed she barely left her room, and when they went to check on her one morning, they found her lifeless body lying on the floor. It was ruled a tragic accident, but some whispered that she had taken her own life after receiving devastating news. Ever since, people believed her restless spirit haunted the room, unable to find peace. As the years passed, the hotel staff tried to ignore the stories, but things got worse. A maid cleaning the room claimed she saw the mirror fog up with the words, "Get out," written in it, even though the room wasn't humid. Another staff member fainted after hearing a blood-curdling scream coming from the room when it was completely empty. The incidents became too frequent, and the hotel finally decided to shut room 310 for good. They locked the door, sealed the windows, and forbade anyone from entering. But even after it was sealed, strange things didn't stop. Guests staying in nearby rooms reported hearing whispers through the walls and footsteps pacing back and forth, even though the room was empty. Some even said they saw the doorknob turning as if someone, or something, was trying to get out. The hotel staff grew so fearful that they eventually bricked up the entire doorway, turning room 310 into a forgotten part of the building. To this day, no one has entered it. A few years ago, a team of paranormal investigators was allowed to explore the hotel. Though they weren't permitted inside room 310, they brought equipment to measure energy levels near the door. What they found was terrifying. A massive spike in electromagnetic activity and sounds of faint knocking captured on their audio devices. One investigator claimed to feel an icy hand brush against their arm. Today, room 310 remains locked, its secrets hidden behind brick and stone. The hotel doesn't mention it to guests, and most visitors have no idea about the dark history lying just beyond the wall. But for those who dare to ask, the staff may whisper its story, warning them to stay far away from the most haunted room that was permanently shut down. What do you think? Is room 310 truly haunted, or is it just the power of imagination? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more terrifying stories that will send chills down your spine.